Can we make sure we start it? We start right here.
Yeah, right here.
Okay.
Did you get your claps in? Did you get it right? Did you get it on camera? Did you show you got it right? I don't think you got it right. I don't think
Anyways.
I don't think all those claps were wasted. You had to get it on camera. You got to do it again. Exactly. Now I have to club you like a baby seal that you are.
Welcome back.
All right.
All right, so
Welcome to the next episode that I've already forgotten which one we're on.
whatever.
Yeah.
I got some topics for you.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, okay. I got poopy in my pants. Let's talk about Biden's poopy pants.
What about that?
Oh, did you see him like squat, stand up, and then squat back down?
No, I heard that he was at D-Day Veterans ceremony, and he went to go sit down, and there was no chair behind him.
That was one of the things that they said. And like one of the things I caught was like the announcer started talking, and I think he was like, I should probably start to sit down. And I was like, but the announcer's going, and I should probably stand back up. But I'm old and tired, I should sit back down. That's what I was kind of going through my head, but everyone's like, well, if anyone's had a toddler before, knows what that was. And I was kind of in agreement. It was like, well, he probably leaned down, touched cold poopy, and then turned, stand back up, and is like, I don't know what to do, should I? Was that real? Goes back down, touches cold poopy again, is like, oh yeah, oh no, and then stands back up again. And then has to be shuffled away. And it's like, that's not my body temperature no more. Uh-oh. And anyone knows who ever been touched by poopy has to get that cleaned now. Otherwise that turns into a rash.
The only thing I hear about him lately, he's still giving money to Ukraine. He's still helping out in the war. They said if Hunter was convicted or found guilty, will he bail Hunter out? And he said no, which I don't really find that believable, but okay.
Right, then we should immediately throw Hunter in jail,
And then
throw Biden in jail.
The whole thing with Trump is that Trump is found guilty. They both set up campaigns. Biden's campaign is get Trump off the ballot, and all Trump's campaign is just help with him being a president. Guess who had gotten the more money in like 24 hours? Trump, yeah. About $53 million and growing. Yeah, which is a good indication that everyone sees the BS that's going on with Biden. Yeah. And that the reality is, if you're going to pick the lesser of the two evils, you might as well just pick Trump, because at least with him, yeah, it wasn't the greatest 4 years, but the economy wasn't so bad.
Just start over.
I have a very interesting topic for you to talk about.
What?
What are we playing?
Texas Hold'em?
Okay.
Let's see what we get for our first hand. Not like we can raise or bet anything. I will raise you a part of my hair.
I'll stand.
I don't know if you want to win the pot on that, but
I'm staying. I'm good.
oh yeah, that's not. Those are not the words.
Well, I ain't folding.
Okay. I don't want to play anymore.
We'll play this one round, but
No, it just doesn't make sense.
We'll play-
no chips.
we'll play blackjack or gin rummy.
Flapjack?
Flapjack.
I want to play flapjacks. Can we go to flapjacks?
I ain't got no money.
flapjacks for you.
No flapjack.
Fuck. I want flapjacks.
From where?
I don't know, but I want flapjacks. Give me the flapjacks. Give me. This makes no sense. No
All right.
chips.
Oh, you're killing me.
What?
There you go.
Huh? That's it. Well, what do you got? Okay, 3 of a kind? What the fuck?
Yeah.
You nearly have a straight. I mean, a flush. Or you do have a straight, do you?
Yeah.
No, you don't. You have 4. Or a 9.
What you got?
Nothing. I got. Yeah. Oh no, my cards. My 1 card that's all the way over there.
All right.
Negative 51 pickup.
Negative 51 pickup.
Yeah, do the math. You know, 52 pickup, but you just negative 51. It's 1 card.
I don't like you.
You don't like negative 52 pickup, negative 51 pickup? Negative 52 is no cards. So.
You'd be owing back the cards. Something's like in my head, like mathematical. I'm like, so
Someone owes someone cards.
All right. A quick game of blackjack. I have a good question for you.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay.
You're in the music world,
Sure.
all right?
Kinda.
DJ
Okay.
Cornwall. Do you feel like the music today is better than it was, let's say, in the last 20, 30 years?
Depending on the genre.
Okay, let's start with, the main one, pop and hip hop.
For pop, maybe. It's just after a certain while, it just becomes the same, and there's a formula of getting the pop in a pop song, and you'll just hear it over and over and over. I don't have a music degree in any of this, but
No, this is your own opinion.
So, and like as far as hip hop goes, hip hop from the early 70s, 80s, 90s was pretty good,
Okay.
and from the early 2000s, and then now it's like no, it was. I don't know. Like, it kind of has like waves now, between Eminem kind of keeping it going, and then there's like this whole new different types of hip hop with like Memphis. You got the drill rap. You got the trap rap, which is like a whole thing. And it's like some people and then you got mumble rap, and it's like some people were like, no, that's not even rap. Go F yourself. And
Playing blackjack.
I don't like. At the same time, yes and no. It's their artistic expression. It's whatever it is. You don't like it, you don't have to listen to it. But it's like, is it good? Maybe. No. Yes. It's up to you. But at the same time, it's like it's not. It's compared to the '90s. It's definitely not what it is. It's its own thing. But
Right, but do you feel like did the evolution? We'll stick to one, hip hop. All right. Did the evolution of hip hop between the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000 till now, has it gotten better, or do you feel, your opinion, do you feel like there's some point of a decline of how it's being produced, how it's presented now? You know, like if you're in your car right now and you want to pick up hip hop, you know, who's your
like, how do you go back
Like-
into a genre? How do you get into a genre?
well, not how you get into a genre, but like if you're in your car right now and you have all the CDs of all the hip hops between the 70s until now, what is your most likely pick? Are you gonna pick like someone new versus someone in the old days?
See, that's the thing. That's the other half of the problem, is that there's nostalgia built into those songs, because there's people who would probably listen to it now and it's like, oh, that means nothing to me. But then you have to also, like, let's say a kid now would listen to, I don't know,
But what
Slim
would
Shady.
you like? What were you like? Are you gonna pick up the Eminem CD, or are you gonna pick up or what her name, Sexy Red?
Like, here's the other thing. Like, as a kid, I wasn't heavy into it. I was more into the rock and roll and all that, and like Nirvana and so on and so forth, and like the classic rock. And then it was hip hop with me was introduced with my brother, right? And then through him, I kind of found a love for hip hop, but it was more like I kind of just enjoy them all the same, because I kind of vaguely heard them throughout my childhood and through like Tony Hawk and all that shit. So that's kind of like interjected into it.
Right.
So again, going back to the original question of, if I were to pick a hip hop song from that era,
Well, I'm saying like would you pick something now, current, or would you pick something old?
to like just jam out and listen to.
Yes. Like what's gonna be your go-to?
Right. Minus the nostalgia factor, I would actually just go with like some kind of 80s, 90s song.
Oh.
You know? Yeah. Because like objectively, those are fucking funny and fucking great and funny and just all kinds of like, it's got a fun beat to them. Like like the problem with like nowadays is that you're not allowed to get away with sampling and this and that shit, because it's technically stealing, or it's not stealing, and it's like, who do you pay the rights to if you ever get famous? And it's just a whole big problem. That was the whole thing with hip hop, and I've kind of lost my train of thought. But it's like, you don't like.
He's
back,
on drugs.
You're on drugs. I'm on drugs. You don't.
He's on drugs.
This, I'm gonna hear it later. It just, my drugs are wearing off. I gotta go back to the truck. The fucking. It's just that the music was better back then, and now it just seems a little bit more robotic, a little bit too polished. Like a lot of the character was lost from the mixing tape. Like it would be actually, like you would record a sound, a sample from a thing like you heard from a record. Let's say, whatever. I'm going deep into the fucking point.
Well,
That's
are you gonna hit or
unnecessary.
stand?
I'm gonna hit. Cool. So, fucking, everything sounds robotic now, or too polished, and it's like the character is lost from sampling a sound and then using that track and then just trying to get the beat down on every bar, right? And it's just like, and then trying to record that bar and then trying to do the 4 bars and trying to make sure it lines up and like that. That in itself gives character to the song, and that's kind of like lost in today's music.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Well,
That was
going through that whole trance, I lost.
cool. Me too, because I went way over. I went 22.
Damn it. All right.
So,
Another round.
so yeah, that's the thing. It's just,
Same thing. Would you feel the same with like rock music and other? Overall, your general perspective is that the older music is better.
it's kind of weird.
And it lost itself during the people evolving in the sound qualities and stuff like
It's
that.
kind of different with rock.
Why is it different with rock?
I mean, like, the thing with hip hop is that, like, drill rock is the extreme version of hip hop. Whereas, like, if you don't actually go out there in the streets and hustle and actually kill to keep for your turf, you're not actually doing the real drill rap.
I've never heard drill rap. Tell me more.
That's as far as I know. But
You just know there's a thing called drill rap, but you don't know what it is.
yeah, essentially what they are is just hardcore gangster rap.
They call it drill rap.
I think so. Yeah, it's like a certain type of music, a certain type of sound. I think derivative from trap, but mainly the whole point is about talking about killing and murdering and taking, thieving, and all that. The whole gangster life, living in the trap house, selling drugs on the corner.
This ain't what you want.
And what?
Reading about drill rap. It's one of the hip hop's most misunderstood genres.
I think I'm not really sure, but that's what I've come to understand. Maybe I'm wrong, but word gets around town real easy, and if you're not actually doing the shit you're doing, and it's found out that you're just some phony.
But what you feel like Rocket's gotten better?
The extreme with drill rap is that, whereas hip hop, the casual hip hop was just, I don't know.
But you say rock is better?
Wu-Tang. And rock, whereas let's say, from the hair bands to, let's say the crazy rock and roll stars that did coke and all that, and that were wild, let's say Motley Crue.
That was hair bands, but okay.
Oh, yeah. And then sort of, yeah. And then it was Motley Crue with the craziness. I don't know. It's just, I feel like it's different because it's kind of ecosystem towards the band itself, whereas the culture of hip hop kind of spreads out and not kind of contained onto the band itself.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I think it's different. I don't know, maybe. But the problems kind of just happen within the band, and it kind of doesn't spread out where it would be with hip hop. Sort of. I don't know. Maybe the drugs are too much. The drugs are working real good.
I have yet to find a true genre where the evolution gotten better.
Back to that, it's I don't think it really is better or worse. You could say to some people that's it was way better back in the 80s when you had all the rock bands, let's say AC/DC with its original vocal member, who I think it was Bon Scott, who eventually died and had to get replaced. And I forget who. I think they have.
I would say between the 60s era until about mid-2000s.
But sound-wise, quality, audio-wise, I don't know, 80s were fun.
80s was very fun.
Yeah. 90s were really cool.
60s is very chill. 70s was out there. 80s was like what you said. 80s was fun. 90s was the mixed bag between
coming to an end and the turning point of a new era.
Right, and then 2000s was
just that new wave of stuff.
New wave of stuff, but then from 2010 to 2020, it was just it's you couldn't go.
Then we have a certain problem nowadays, whereas definitive cultures of the 70s, 80s, 90s, where they had eras, where clothing actually changed throughout those eras. We don't have that anymore because of the internet, where it kind of merges everyone together.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Between the 2010 and 2020, you can't find a whole month or a whole year's worth where you're yeah, a lot of good stuff came out that year. Like even between metal music or rap, blues, it's really hard. You might find one or two, but it's not like a whole year's worth. And it's funny, like in the heavy metal scene, every year is always like, this is the metal song of the year. This is the metal song of the year. And it's like...
Okay, sure, in those circles. Yeah, now it doesn't feel like any of that. Like you can kind of feel that would be the year. Hit me.
Yeah.
Don't look at my cards. I'll stay. But yeah, it's just the homogeny of the internet, or what the internet brought homogeny to the world, which is the problem. I just keep looking at this pillar to keep my thoughts straight. It's just the fucking the gift and the curse of the internet.
Yes.
That's the problem, is that we lose eras because it just becomes, the evolution of technology gets faster and faster and faster, and so you don't really see that break period or the turning period. You know how like it was with phones? It was like the brick phone for a long while, and then we got, I don't know, smaller phones, and we got clamshells and flip phones.
Yes, I remember like that. The thing with cell phones was
Then
everybody wanted to go with the smallest type phone. Like even if it was just for fun, it was like the smallest phone.
Right. And
When messaging became a thing, it's like, how can I have one phone that, flip it one way to make phone calls, flip it another way to make text messages.
Right. Then the phones accidentally went big again because they needed the battery. Then the phones started going again back. They shrunk back again, but in a different format. Now it's like
it's more like
like a touch face. Like with the Raspberry, not Raspberry, the BlackBerry.
Right.
It was like that turning point of BlackBerry, where they once were involved in R&D about looking into touch screens, and they were like, nah. And then Apple was like, yeah, let's do that, and we all know what happened then.
Right, but all right. So the thing with that whole aspect is that you had three types of people when it comes to cell phones. And I know we're going off topic here, but we have three types of people.
Damn.
Okay. You had the kids with their flip phones, sliders, whatever the case may be. All right, that was the group one. Those were the kids that just, all they do is text. Okay.
The Nokia flip thing.
Right. Then you have your people who just straight want to use the internet. So you have your Palm Trio, your BlackBerry, your Microsoft, Palm Pilots, all that stuff. All right, but that was just for people who want to be on the internet on their phone.
The business people who need scheduling and whatnot.
And that becomes the third people. The third people it's mainly used for business. Like an actual BlackBerry was used for business, an actual Palm was used.
The whole keyboard was the whole.
I was in the middle where I got a Motorola Q because I primarily want a full keyboard and to go on the internet and to like actual look up stuff while I'm on the go.
And actually see the website itself.
Right, and actually like look up stuff, read stuff before, nothing like I need to do hardcore emails or anything like that. The iPhone changed the games because we got rid of the keyboard and it was this full-on touchscreen. Your fingers does everything. And over the years, the 5.8 or this phone, which is 6.1, okay, this was considered a phablet phone because it was too big at the time. They usually make these big ass phones. Now, what they did is they found a way to refine the screen so that way you can take a phone like this and realize this is actually a small phone. This is a small phone compared to other phones that are out there.
Yeah.
So that being said, I think we're at the stage now though with music where just like the phone, we already hit the roadblock and now we're taking stuff from retro days and bringing that back. I know it's a lot more 80s is coming back.
And one of the roadblocks is
80s,
there's only
no.
enough notes in like the whole music scale. Like you can only play certain things so many times, to a certain point that you're gonna find a repeat in people playing the same song.
Of course.
But different sounds, whatever.
Of course. There's a lot of metal bands, there's a lot of hip hop where they're reproducing stuff that they already use.
Right. And it's like not fault of anyone's own. It's like it just sounds good. They may use it, but their sound is different based on how they're putting the electricity at their amp.
Right, you showed your cars.
No, I'm staying.
Okay.
Did you go over?
Oh, already, I'm staying.
What is that, 17?
Yes.
I think I'm at 18.
13. 19. You won again. You have to play for real this time.
Uh-huh. Oh, you weren't? Okay. Hey, game. I didn't think I was going to talk about music like that. I didn't think I actually had shit to talk about.
Oh, you think I had shit to talk about? Well, look at here, little fucker. I got shit to talk about.
I don't know what you fucking talk about. You want to cook something in the oven?
No, sir.
Wonder when's the last time that was used.
But yeah, I think music, I really feel like music has really gone downhill.
Yeah.
You know, I was watching, I don't know if you have seen it, the fallen idols of Aaron Carter and Nick Carter. You know who they are, right?
Yeah.
Have you watched the series? It's only 4 episodes.
No.
Between that, have you watched Quiet on the Set yet?
No.
Okay. What I'm starting to see is during a time period between the 90s to 2000 to probably 2008, 2009-ish, almost to 2012. All right, I'll put that big gap. A lot of shit went down in your kids' lives, music lives, and it just gotten away with it because at the time there wasn't no big movements like the Me Too movements or child protections. Nobody was talking about it, okay? Now it's coming to light now because we have evolved our culture to where a lot of sensitive people put laws in place, which makes sense. They should have done this years ago to where it protects a child from being sexually assaulted. It protects a person being sexually assaulted from a band member. So going back to the Fallen Idols, for example, spoiler alert, Nick basically, from the Backstreet Boys, allegedly raped these 3 different girls at 3 different time periods. They already filed a lawsuit against him, and he countersued them, be saying like this is all master plan to defame him.
Okay.
Aaron, the brother, he went through a whole mental episode for over 3 or 4 years on social media because, like you said, social media became such a big thing, influence and all that. Because of all the people can lash out and attack you, and he wasn't getting the help that he needed. Okay.
Uh-huh.
He ended up killing himself.
All right.
The thing is about it that he was exposing his brother because he already knew the truth because he witnessed it from other girls. If Aaron was alive today, I think Nick would have been screwed in court.
Yeah.
Okay? All he had to do is get this kid in a friggin' mental rehab. All right, sober up, and then he will tell you the truth. And I think it's going to be hard for these victims.
Damn.
You know? It's sad that it's coming to light now, but now that I watch the show, I can never look at this person who sings at this famous band, Backstreet Boys. I can never look at him again the same way. Because, you know, growing up.
And then same could be said for a lot of artists that have, a lot of people have just like their music, would find themselves just singing to it. And it's like, oh, that's such a great song. And then they forget, it's like, oh yeah, that guy raped somebody. Like, fuck. And just
Well, I'm
can
not
never
gonna-
enjoy music again. And I was like,
Well, if that, if that's the case, I'm sorry, but I can't.
That's
I
what
can't
it
be the
is.
person who, oh, he did this. I can't listen to them anymore. They did this, so
Like
I won't watch their stuff anymore. I can't be that person.
yeah, like,
because
at what point do you go to the extent of that? Is like, do I have to go through my catalog and just start deleting people from my library of music?
yeah, you're gonna basically listen to the outside air at this point. Because
Yeah, every artist has done something very terrible.
yes, in some form or degree, some crazier, others have maybe less to occur. I would say this, as far as I've seen, metal scene has their fair share of craziness too.
I mean, one of the very, yes, what was the one very famous one where their lead singer killed themselves and told the band, like, use my photo, or I think they took a snapshot of it before the cops came and then cleaned up everything. And then,
Oh, you're talking about Mayhem.
yeah, and then used
That
that
was
cover.
that was a hole between two people fighting, and one person killed the other person. And they thought it would be cool to take pictures of the murder scene, and put at the cover of
All
of
right,
the
on the
album.
stage of suicide.
right.
Right, that's right.
Yeah, that's a whole big thing. And that kind of brought, before even saying it, I thought about them. Like, all right, let me take it back. Even metal scene is fucked up. But, growing up, I always seen like the NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys and 98 Degrees. And I would be like, I can never present myself to look like them. I can try, but I can't be like them,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
But now in my head now I'm like, I'm glad I'm not like that, because now I see what they went through, and I'm completely fine with that.
And like, yeah, maybe you weren't exactly trying to be them, but you were trying to be the image of what they were
Exactly.
bringing out. And yeah,
Yes, because
which
if
is
that
two
person,
different things. And
right?
yeah, you want to be the rapist, or you want to be like the pop star. Pop star.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be the rapist.
Sometimes you want to be the pop star. You got to be a rapist. It's like,
Oh, thanks, Nick Carter.
yeah.
Thank you,
You
Nick.
want to
Carter.
get famous, you got to rape a little bit. Do a little
Yeah.
rapey, a little bit of groping, a little bit of
I just find it really sad
little bit
that
of Cosby roping.
I just find it sad out of all the band groups members, whatever, he does that to the girls, and then he's like, whatever, I'm gonna countersue. Like, you're just as sick.
Yeah, you're just as bad as the rest of everyone else. That's just
You
who
might
has
as well
money, who's able to just go
Yeah.
ahead and be like,
you might as well join like Puff Daddy
yeah,
and what's his face, the island guy.
the island guy, Sam Bankman-Fried. Or
No, Epstein.
whatever.
Might as well join them too. Hit or what?
Stay.
Motherfucker. Alright.
Oh boy, what are those numbers? I got 20.
Yeah, he already beat me on 22.
This is not turning out for you on this one.
Yeah, it's not. It's alright.
I thought Blackjack was your game.
It
What
was.
happened?
Probably not tonight. I'm too tired.
Maybe you shouldn't go
So-
to Vegas with these numbers.
Definitely not.
But yeah.
Didn't see nothing.
Like the whole Nickelodeon thing. Remember how I told you about their logo was a foot at one point, and I sent you a clip of Tim Dillon talking about the logo was a foot,
Yeah.
validating my point. It's like I actually did see that as a kid. I remember that,
Yeah.
and it's like I thought nothing of it. I was like, okay, whatever. They're in feet. Feet are funny, wacky looking. Ooh, wacky funny, okay, feet. Ha, ha, ha. But no, it was just this one guy just facilitating his own kinky need. It's just a feet. And
Oh yeah, I do remember this.
yeah, it's like that's just wild. It's like you know how certain things just take a turn and then you realize why it took that turn. And it's and then you see from the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, and it's like art became really cool because people were taking acid. Cars became really cool looking because people take cocaine and just made them look real nice or whatever. And then regulations hit, and then you look into the 80s, look at how the cars look. They all look like boxy nonsense. Just the boxy, boring.
Well, just like all evolution, I think
I think, yeah, just put it somewhere else. Clip it somewhere else. Definitely need that.
Did I tell you, I mean, for being broke, I made some money on the stock market.
You did?
Yeah.
How much did you make?
I made $130 on Nvidia.
Oh, big spender.
Yeah, I know.
Can you buy a house now? Oh, wait, I can't.
Not yet.
I wish I got in on it when it was like on the cents. When it was just pennies. Holy shit, that would be real
John, you
money.
should get in the stock market. I don't see it.
What did you have?
What was I gonna say?
Yeah.
Oh, the couch. It's a couch that you pull the bottom out and it becomes like a bed. But what's happening is it's like hooks underneath the couch, and then the piece that comes out, they're like these pins, right? So I did the bed correctly. It holds in place, but sometimes randomly the pins get loose from the hooks and it comes apart.
That's what you want.
That's not what I want.
That's exactly what you want.
We sleep on it from time to time, and what happens is, like in the middle of the night, the hooks come off for whatever reason, and
That's exactly what you want.
and next thing you know, I'm floating, and because you already know the apartment, I'm next to the kitchen. You know what I mean?
End up waking up in the kitchen.
That's what happened one time. That's what happened. They woke up. I was out, and she was sleeping, and she woke up, and she's like, I'm in the kitchen. And I'm like, what do you mean you're in the kitchen?
Hey, while you're over there, make me a sandwich, why don't you?
But then I was like, what are you doing? So she showed me. It literally rolled. Because it rolls one direction.
That's cool.
So somehow it dragged itself.
Just one giant skateboard.
So I go up there.
Oh, that is funny.
And she's laying there, and like the couch is like this, and the piece is like. So I had to put it back together.
What the hell? That is some wild shit. What? What, you don't like my hodgepodge of, emulation and obviously my
Why did
game?
My thing is, why you have a Pokemon? Do you actually play this?
This was my original Pokemon that I actually used. You know what this white cable's for?
What's that for?
I actually soldered wires to where the battery capacity is. And so instead of having the battery inside, I would have the battery on the outside and change it whatever the fuck I want. But the problem with that is you lose your info. And so
Does this work?
it actually does work. It actually did work at one point. I just have to put the battery back on it, but I don't need to anymore because I got this bad boy.
It's like you went and say like, oh, the battery's not enough, so let me just add more.
Here's the thing. The battery, it works. The whole idea works. It's just that it's just not good enough because eventually it will come a time that I will outlast the battery while playing the game, and then I'm fucked. And it's like, I can't play this game because the batteries aren't good enough.
Okay, so I see what you did. You basically took a battery backup. a portable pack, and then when you're ready to, you can just plug this into
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, the battery on this is pretty good. It lasts like 5 hours.
That's what I'm saying. Like I heard this battery like 3 or 4ish. On a
like,
rubber game.
With like, you know, how hard you're really going at it.
Right.
Maybe like double speed, maybe volume, maybe
And what's the skin that you put on? Is this custom?
That's the shit that it comes with. Well, I can put it on, I can take it off, but they actually give you like 4 or 5 skins, so you can put on it. And
Right.
I put that one on there for funsies.
So
I was thinking about maybe buying a thing or using one of my all brown
what made you
vinyl.
decide to get this though?
Cause it was like $100 and like 120 gigs of space for all the emulations, you know, preloaded on there.
Okay.
So I don't have to do the work. And it's like, and they give you a pretty cool little Game Boy thingy. Fuck yeah, I'll take it all day for $100. Hell yeah. And the only thing I gotta worry about is that it kind of like touches the screen, and you'll feel that it kind of like heats up.
I can feel it right here.
It heats up quite a bit.
See, I would get this, but I would get this for like God of War. That'd be the only reason I'll buy it. But they don't make God of War for that power.
You
It'll
just
be
gotta
too
down
choppy.
which God of War? PSP? God
yes,
of War?
or in the PS1.
Or PlayStation 2 God of War? PlayStation 1.
Both.
Get like there's plenty. Either the Odin or like
Like, what are
I think Ambernick has like this like nice little joystick, or like
Yeah.
the Pow Kitty.
the Power Kitty? They're all run the same CPUs at this point.
Yeah.
Can
but
you play Star Fox 64 on it?
on this?
Yeah.
No, not
Not the
N64.
64 you can.
No.
So that's the only reason I'll get an emulator if it plays.
This is like the only highest thing that it might do is PlayStation X, which would be PlayStation 1.
Right.
Like, which without the joystick. Anything else that's it. Like anything else below that.
Yeah. Okay.
Like the very, very first PlayStation.
Yeah, I want to get something like that, but be able to play N64 games.
When I would recommend either
Like this style, though.
like this small form factor.
Yes.
There's plenty of like actual tiny form factors like that. Like if you go on Ambernick or
Yeah, I know I am.
yeah, I think for you, I think you would just either get the Odin or
Yeah, it probably would be.
or the mini Odin. Or there's a new one, a Pocket 4S or the Pocket S.
Okay.
That one.
Hello. Yes. Mm-hmm. We're playing cards. Oh, what's up? Whoosh, what did you do? All right, give me 1 minute. I'll come up. Okay. Give me 1 minute. I'll come up. All right, bye.
What, she buying shit off the dark web now?
Yeah.
Wait.
What was I gonna say?
No idea.
We'll take a breather. I gotta just help her move something
Fucking.
because the couch it floated away.
What? What happened about couch?
Just stay here.
No. What she buy? What she bought?
No, I'll tell you when I come back.
Oh, your money's gone?
Yeah, that too.
And your life is gone too. Why you dead?
Anyone else? There you go.
Why you dead, Lieutenant Dan? Bye. Lieutenant Dan.